it's me, Christina, again. I'm gonna try to upload this video one more time because I've already tried like 2 times and YouTube doesn't seem to be wanting to post my videos right now. It might be my computer, it might be the website, I don't know. But anyway, this is a Q&A for my eating disorder recovery book, One Meal at a Time. These questions are from people who have eating disorders and are interested in recovery. I'll do a video later about people who don't have eating disorders but have questions about it. Let's see. I'm gonna keep all these people who ask me anonymous out of respect for them. What is a typical day during inpatient treatment? I have never been to a long-term residential treatment center. I have been to an intensive short-term inpatient and outpatient, and there they tried to make me eat and they tried to make me stop purging. My whole day was based around that. We would go to breakfast, I wouldn't eat, or else I would eat and then I would purge during shower time. And then we would go to the gym, and I wasn't allowed to work out. I was the only one not working out because I wasn't allowed to. Then we would go to lunch, and I would have a fight over whether or not I was going to eat with the nurses, and then we would go back to the common room, and the nurses would sit across from me in the common room with a whole big plate of food and watch me until either I ate it or until dinner time came. And then, there's this one, the director was named Miss Monica, and Miss Monica was, wow, I liked her, but she was the most aggravating person there was when it came to making me eat. I remember one time I wanted to weigh myself and she made me eat like a whole granola bar before I got to do it. And she searched me every time I said that I ate something. She searched me for food that I was hiding, and well, usually she found it. But she's a really good person. I like her. I know that probably doesn't answer your question, but I'll find someone who has been to a long-term residential center and I'll ask them. Oh, that took a whole 3 minutes. How can you tell when you've crossed the line from a healthy desire to lose weight to an unhealthy desire to be ever thinner? For me, it was when I was looking at Megan Fox and Heidi Klum, and I was looking at them and I said, oh wow, they're so thick, I don't want to look like that. And my version of normal or thin was a skeleton, an emaciated stomach and ribs, and oh man. I guess that was when it became unhealthy, my desire to become a walking skeleton, and I wanted to buy a tapeworm, and I wanted to go to a third world country and become as skinny as they all were. And I guess it's different. Everyone crosses the line at a different time in different circumstances. Some people they start their disorders already crossed across that line. How long does it take to recover from an eating disorder? It really varies from person to person. For me, after an intensive short-term inpatient treatment and outpatient, which took about 40 days, it took about a month to stop starving myself, kind of. I mean, I was still eating really tiny portions, but I wasn't starving. And 3 months to stop purging, and then I would have relapses every so often after that. And let's see, a year to stop binging. Actually, I still binge sometimes, so I can't even say that. But, I still struggle with negative comments and eating when I'm hungry and disordered thinking and, of course, binging, as I told you. So it's different for everyone. Having a support team, psychologists, psychiatrists, nutritionists, family, friends, what have you, having a support team of any kind will really help speed along recovery. You say eat when you're hungry, but what if I'm not hungry? Well, when you have an eating disorder, uh, your digestive system slows down. That means you may eat something small and then feel full for 6 or 7 hours. But you're supposed to eat every 3.5 hours. Something small, nothing too radical unless your nutritionist says different. Every 3.5 hours, your body is supposed to get hungry and your blood sugar is supposed to drop. What happens when you have an eating disorder is your body stops feeling hungry because it's trying to protect itself from being starved. And then once your body gets used to food again, though, it'll be better. It'll start getting hungry in regular times again. And so you'll eventually get hungry again, but right now you just have to eat at certain times every day according to your dietitian or nutritionist. Don't go on my words. And stick to it until your body normalizes again. I don't have enough money for hospital treatment or professional support teams. Do I have to do this alone? Absolutely not. Even if you don't have money for a long-term inpatient residency center, I know I didn't, so I went to a short-term intensive inpatient, and the usual stay was about 10 days. I ended up staying 29 days in inpatient and then 10 days in outpatient. And, it was easier on my wallet. It was less money, and they still helped me. And, let's see. And insurance companies can certainly help. With my psychiatrist, I usually would have to pay about $200, but with a copay with my insurance, I only pay about $20. So that's awesome. And with my psychologist, I don't have a dietitian, but with my psychologist, I still pay about $165, but that's only because she doesn't work with my insurance. If I had a therapist that did work with my insurance, I would pay lots less. So work with your insurance companies on that, and if they say you don't have a disorder and you do, sue them. I'm kidding. You don't have to sue them if you don't want to. Next question. I don't starve or purge anymore, but my parents don't believe me. What do I do? I still struggle with that. I can't go to the bathroom without having weird looks aimed in my direction after dinner. They're like, oh my god, is she gonna purge? And then I'll come out of the bathroom and my mom will be like listening at the door. I hate that. But it does take a while for your parents to trust you again. The best thing I can offer is have a talk with them, have them come to one of your therapy sessions and talk there with a safe third party there so it doesn't get out of control. Talk to them, say, I feel like you don't trust me and it's really not helping with my recovery, that no one believes that I can do this. I did that, and I have I'm doing pretty well with my parents, actually. My relationship with them has gotten so much better since I recovered. And I can have small portions of something, that I don't like for dinner, but I eat it anyway because I don't like to cook, and I'll just eat what my mom cooks. And if I don't like it, I'll get a small portion, and there will be no weird looks. And I do try to stay 15 to 20 minutes at the table because, they still think that I purge sometimes. And, I don't purge. I haven't for, like, what, 2 months? Yay. So, it's really hard to get your parents to trust you, but sit them down and talk to them and let them know how you feel. Use I feel statements. I feel frustrated because you don't trust me, or I feel like a convict because you're always watching me, and things like that. Use I statements, as the therapists say. That's all the questions for now. I was trying to keep this to 10 minutes. It's a little bit longer. So if you have any questions about eating disorder recovery, or you just want to say hi, leave a comment or send me a message. And remember, my book will be called One Meal at a Time, Recovering from Your Eating Disorder. It's actually going to be a series, with the first one being for sufferers, and then for parents, and then for professionals. So I'll let you know how that goes when I get a publisher and when the release date is. Till then, hold on. Till then, peace out.